Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And today we're going to take a look at the tangle Jeewels from Livia Chua. This is it's a neat tangle. It caught my eye. And then looking at the step out, it reminded me of another one, and I went to look it up Hardy, and it's another one by Livia, and it starts out the same way. She mentions on her step out that this resembles another one of her patterns called Half Onions, but is prettier and more jewel like, and can be used as a string. And I think that's funny. All right, and it can be used as a string. So it yeah, this first line, so if you had I should just do it, shouldn't I? Now I'll do it straight first. All right. So maybe your string line is going down here, and this is just a bunch of curved lines, one right after the other, like that. Then on the other side, and leaving a bit of a gap, same thing. Try to get them to line up. Mine start going closer and closer together. Now, what's interesting is I remember when I first saw Hardy, and it was one of the first tangles that I had found on tangle patterns, and you just do like a little V here, and it makes the cutest little chain of hearts, and then you do some other things. But and that's why I like this, because this is good, and it's pretty forgiving. So the next step is we're going to just put a big X from the ends of all of these curved lines like that. And so this is why it doesn't matter, kind of what shape they end up, or, what size they end up. This is also why you could have this, go around, in a, not necessarily in a straight line is what I'm getting at. It can go along any, pencil string line that you'd want it to go to. All right, then we're gonna do some aura-ing. So, and we're gonna put 3 in here. I mean, you can fit in whatever you want. And I'm starting on the outer because it makes sense to me. Actually, my brain went, oh, we'll start on the inner and then go out. I'm like, nope, you know what? Let's start on the outer side. And then work our way in. I'm like, that just felt really uncomfortable, that side, because I usually would have turned it, but that way I have both sides done. I did it and I wasn't even thinking. So I'm just going to do this, come down and do this one side. Like I said, just depending on what you end up doing, you could maybe fit more in or less. My aim is a little off here, but my aim is to have the last one kind of hovering over, over that X, but some of them aren't turning out that way, but that's okay. Because after this step essentially is decorating, we'll follow what Livia has in her step out, which I really like. And what's neat is if like this one's like, oh, look, it almost looks like I've used the hollow bow technique to draw orbs behind these diamonds, but I didn't. There we go. And then the decorating that she has listed, and I'm going to dare say you could do, whatever you want, but just some little straight lines down what ends up being, let's see. Yeah. Well, I'm thinking this is the center one. It's not really. I'm discounting this center, which is really funny. In my brain, that's what I did and all of a sudden I took a look. I'm like, that's not really the center. So the first row from that outside edge. But as you know, because I just said it, You can do whatever you want. It's all good. And this just has a really really neat effect. I'm almost thinking, might fill in every other one of those. And this will be neat to add some contrast. Actually, I'm thinking. Let me look at her. Oh no, on her sample, it looks like she left it pretty much like this. But there's so many things that you could do if you want to. You could have fun with that diamond, or you could just leave it. I'm thinking I'm going to fill in those little orbs, or I should say the little half circles. Debate between that and filling in the little diamonds, because you could do either. But let's look at that for right now. And so what's neat is it gives a tad bit of contrast because of those lines. But this is where I was thinking, and then sometimes I will look at where I may need to course correct and then decide how I'm going to decorate it from there. But this was just calling out to me to do. And let me just see as I get down towards the end here where it was a little off, because you could course correct a little bit, maybe. And actually, when I get down here and I'm filling these in, I'm like, what was it that I saw a minute ago? Oh, I like that. I like that. And then I'm thinking for shading. Let's see, on my step out, because Livia she didn't really do shading on her step out, which is fine, because then it's just up to you to decide. I have an idea. I have a different idea. So I was just looking for. Oops, there we go. Okay. Here's my idea. I was first going to go around the diamond, here and here. I did that in my step out, so if you want to see what that looks like, you can look there. But all of a sudden, it struck me. Oops, let's do up here too. That these diamonds could look kind of like they're bent, like as if it's a chain or something. So that's why all of a sudden I thought, see, like that. I'll make them. Putting the shading like this gives it that impression, the illusion that it's bent like it is a chain. So that's kind of neat. Now, you know what? And I don't think it will harm it at all if I do what I was thinking. I'm going to go maybe a little bit darker on these sides. Pencil needs a little. Well, I can use it. I always hate it when I get you have this side is all nice, and then this side I've got wood. And this is one way to kind of avoid the graphite remorse. It's like, I have too much graphite. Just make it, either lighter or darker than what you have already. And then it ends up looking like it's something different. Uh-huh. And I'm just bringing it out a little bit because I want to keep the darkness in there. So I'm not spreading it out too far. I just want to I want to blend it so that there's a little bit of a gradient. Yeah, look at this half compared to this half. Isn't that interesting? Even though I do have the graphite is there, it's just not spread out. And because I've done this small, I don't want to spread it out too far, because then we have the graphite remorse. But just doing little strokes here, like I said, keeps it dark there. Interesting. This side is a little bit smaller. Got a little bit darker. Plus, I know I got I had buildup on my tortillon, but still, you can see it. So it looks really interesting. it gives it some dimension. And that's what the aim was. Super cool. Super cool. All right. Well, if you enjoyed this, and I hope you did, would love to have you click like. I'm looking at it this way too. Oh, that gives it interesting. You know, make sure to turn your work sometimes because it can look completely different depending. That is really popping out when I hold it that way or this way. Huh. Isn't that interesting? Okay. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, please click the like button. And then if you have not yet done so and you liked it enough to see more, or me, I should say, if you like me enough to see more, would love to have you be a subscriber to the channel. In the description section, you will find links to the step outs. I always do my own version and then link to the creator of the Tangle. Then below that, ways to connect with me. I've linked to my website as well as my Facebook page. So if you want to follow me both places, below that, if you'd like to hang out with a bunch of amazing Tangle addicts, we'd love to have you. The world isn't big. We can't have too many Tangle friends. We've decided that. So, would love to have you. Just to make you aware, there's questions when you click to join to gain access. So, just so you're aware of that. And let's see. Just by the way, I do classes twice weekly. A lot are free, and some are paid, so that way I can continue to do the free ones and keep myself in pens and things. You'll see that on my website, and I would love to have you join me on a Tangle time sometime. So we have so much fun. All right, so with that, thanks so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.